I have my doubts how this will go, because the blasted thing has so much magical armor. But we should try it this way first, at least. I have a plan B. Might as well go to plan A though, at first. We don't want to fight in this area in general, I think. We could melt some of the ice away. I don't think it'll solve the problem. Preferably would like to draw it somewhere else, maybe even towards our allies here. Depending how mobile it is. Yeah, let's see. Instead of adrenaline, I'm taking the other teleportation. I can't adrenaline my way out of this.
Quakes from the impact knock you back. The freed dragon looks sick and...
My gratitude, but of course that must be why you stand before me. Slain called to Lady Death, and here you are. A coincidence? Ah, my soul is bound to joyless obedience. The witch Radeka! I was in love with her once. For the smallest slight... She trekked. I can feel her dark heart beating within my own, even from here. Allow? I did not choose this. As I am quite sure, you did not choose any number of indignities in your own life. That you would even... She consumed all my source with her purging wand. So long... Retreat! Even without my source, I will still overpower.
Restores 30 magic armor each turn, permanent. So not only does he have 1000 magic armor, he has an automatic restoration magic armor. That's fighting an uphill battle. Yeah, we would have to do at least double the damage through magic compared to physical. And I can always chicken him at the very least when we get through physical armor. And I actually have a couple of other ideas. I still see this through, but I don't think this is a good plan. No, I think it's a horrible plan. Big difference there. We could do cheap cold spells. Whoop-de-doo. None of the status effects will stick at this point, so it's just lowering his... It's actually less dangerous than I thought. Our water resistance is on about 100, so his cold attacks will heal us. We'll dodge his physical attacks for a turn at least, so that's not a problem either. It just means I don't have to move from this place, basically. I don't really have to care about lowering my vitals. still, it's a huge undertaking trying to get through that magic armor while he's constantly regenerating. Non-teleportable. We have allies in the camp. Plus 45% high ground damage. Let's pull back one extra action point. It's gonna fly at us probably. It's gonna do that every time we pull distance. It knocks down everything that's close to it at that time. Yeah, this is a bad way to fight it. I mean, accidentally we have done more physical damage to it, pretty much than with bombardment with spells. That is magical armor. So intentional physical armor reduction is going to be much easier task. There's no point continuing that. Even if it would work, it's still a terrible way to do things and a tedious way. We're going to have to go to the ghetto to get our necromancer spells. I'm also interested in a couple of other things. One thing is we want the melee weapon of some sort to contribute to the physical damage. I'm not sure which abilities are the best. I probably will rely on Scoundrel simply because that's what I have now. We will have to use a dagger though. Do I have daggers? I sold all the good ones away. Well, shit. It's irrelevant though. I'm not really looking. I'm looking to use the abilities, not but the ability damage does depend on the weapon you use, the base damage. But it's not irrelevant. I'll deal with the necromancer last because I'm not sure how we are going to deal with her. Do I have any scoundrel abilities?
Ain't fit for beasts.
Yes.
I've got that special shipment you was asking after. Still on your feet, eh? Only the finest, you know.
Level 8 dagger, physical damage. It's fairly cheap too. This would get the job done that we want to do. Ruptured tendons. Deal damage when they try to move, they will take piercing damage. Not blocked by anything. Damage is based on your basic attack and receives bonus from intelligence because it's an intelligence weapon. It requires a dagger, so But Ruptured Tendon was actually very good ability. Blocked by physical armor.
Dwarves did need so much.
Not good. Throwing knives, not good. Backlash would have some uses simply because it's a free teleportation that gets the attack at the same time. And if we're using a dagger, we can actually use it. It's sort of counter to what we try to do in this fight, but I'll still buy the skill.
Dwarves did need so much.
But I should have some extra loot items I can dump on these. No, I did an equipment dump just recently, so I didn't have too many items. But that alone probably isn't going to be enough to do it.
I got that special shipment.
I'm not sure how effective the Ruptured Tendons is going to be, because I recall that being very good, but also very situational, I guess. I will suit the spells and skills after we have the Necromancer abilities. I have some Necromancer abilities in his calls too, so I can screw him over a little bit more. And we will definitely use all of it if it gets an easy victory out of the dragon. Right, what I want is more or less just her dead. Might be able to do it in a way where we I'm not quite sure how to proceed with this. I don't want to buy them though. Has she ever come outside the hut? Basically, I just want to separate her from the rest. So even if there is some kind of a confrontation, the others won't take part in it. Maybe if I steal something from her, I mean it's in pickpocket, she'll come out to play. Yeah, she's not coming out. Can't do 60 points of damage to her. I want her to go take the seat. Happened where no one was looking, that's the important part. No, there should be more. Well, we got the important stuff. Also, we got 2 extra, so we could combine something new. Necromancy had something. I think it's more or less all combines with the Aeromancy. Anti-armor touch with geomancy though, that could be very useful against the dragon. Corrosive touch, destroy physical armor on target and set acid status. It's not blocked by any armor. Anything else? We'll always do the corpse explosion, but I don't think it's good here. Alternatively, what happens if we combine the better aeromancy and necromancy? Vacuum aura. Deals air damage to enemies in the area. Caster receives an aura that sets silence and suffocating on enemies. There's no indication of how big the aura is. This is something that we just have to see, test it basically. The noticeable aura. Still, not worth it in my opinion. At least not now. Cryotherapy. Consume frozen surfaces around you and convert them to magic armor. Removes burning and necrofire. Considering the area we're gonna fight in, that's probably a good thing. Okay. Some of these are pretty pathetic, really. I don't think it can fly every turn. Also, I'm not sure if flying causes it damage, but point is, if I basically run away from it when it doesn't have the ability to fly, it is going to have to run after us. It's a lot of ruptured tendons damage. Then we'll bombard it with physical attack damage constantly. If it doesn't do physical damage, I'm not interested. This is probably worthless. This would increase my mobility for 4 turns, forcing it to move a longer distance. This can slow it down, but is that to our advantage? I mean, we want it to move as much as possible. Ability to restore physical armor for 3 turns. It's not great, but it's not like we have a huge amount of physical attacks anyway. Take Polymorph 2 and spread your wings. That's another mobility ability we can use. The Ruptured Tendon isn't gonna last long, so we basically have to use it immediately. Two turns. We have to teleport around during that 2 turns, otherwise I'm gonna take a huge amount of damage from hits. So any kind of a mobility ability. We have some support through scrolls that we can do extra physical damage. And once we get the physical damage gone, we can just chicken the son of a bitch. I'm not sure which we should do first. I mean, Ruptured Tendons and try to run it around, or do we want to reduce his physical damage or armor to 0, chicken him and Ruptured Tendon him? Because chickens basically just run around, they don't do anything extra. And it lasts the same time as the Ruptured Tendon, so we could just run it to the ground during that. That would allow us our physical attack spells to recharge too, so that even if it survives that, I'm basically ready to finish him off. This is a weird situation now. I'm taking Polymorph 2. Warfare has benefits. Yeah, I get physical damage benefits, so not bad, but I do plan on taking Polymorph anyway. Well, it's not it's more or less which are we gonna go first. Right, mobility is important right now, and I can get away with a lot if I use this. An extra memory. No. We are going to need to take extra finesse, extra constitution. So sooner or later it's gonna happen. Not sure if it's all that useful now. I'm sitting on the points. Okay. Attempt number 2. The dagger is shit, but we're not really trusting the dagger damage in any way or relying on it. But that doesn't matter. The cursed helmet is enough to protect us from the cold to the extent we really need. Also maybe I can... No. I was thinking I can make a dodge potion, which I totally can. Thing is, it doesn't matter, we're not relying on that. I can always escape from his attacks. At the same time, it wouldn't actually be a horrible idea, would it? What would it be? I guess it's water essence? Yeah, 50% dodge for 2 turns. It's basically 100% dodge for 2 turns for us. So.
breaks the earth and ice explodes. Quakes from the impact knock you back.
I want to talk to him from this direction, because that's the direction I want to escape to. There's a light elevation advantage, so I can teleport further away. Why my shield? I guess the helmet doesn't protect us well enough. It harms our movement, speed and dodge, that's the problem. That's one of the reasons we need to escape from this place.
The freed dragon.
My gratitude, but of course that must be why you stepped. My soul is bound to you. That you would even. She consumed all my source with a retreat from. Even without my source,
Right. This gives me extra mobility. I'll save here, because we have multiple ways to do things from this point on. There's no point running away unless we have actually done something to the dragon, though. We would like to get to the elevated position simply to get a huge damage bonus on the attacks we can inflict.
The freed dragon.
my gratitude, but of course that must be why. My soul is. That you would even. She consumed all my retreat. Even without my source, I will still overpower you.
And now we run. We run and run and run. Could get an extra action point, and probably wouldn't be a horrible idea at this point. I'll do the resistance to cold potion. We're no longer in a fight. Oh, for fuck's sakes. They're not making this easy for me. Need to be hugging the son of a bitch. Close as we can get. Right.
The freed dragon.
My gratitude, but of course that. My soul is. That you would even. She consumed all retreat. Even without my source, I will still overpower you.
We still need to bail, and I can't just walk out. So This is not an optional thing. Running away further from this, that's something we probably don't want to do. Okay, he's not doing anything. Interesting. I think that means he's well aware, the AI is well aware of the danger of rupture tendons. This doesn't make any difference to me, it just means he's gonna be a stealth target for me to bombard. So it doesn't work how I would plan it, but it's still something we can use to attack him. I think we should try to do the ruptured tendons while we're closer to this one. Go to the elevated position and bombard him. Makes things simpler for me though.
The freed dragon.
My gratitude, but of course that my soul is bound. That you really she consumed retreat.
Alright,
Even without
we still need to buy time, so I'll definitely do the water resistance. Right. As it will continue to harm him a little bit longer. He's definitely within striking distance now, so if we rupture his tendons, we should be fine. I'm just hoping the battle doesn't end. That's the main problem. Yep. It's too soon. Right, what exactly can we do then? This is a close range attack, it'll never work in an elevated position. With those standard attacks, I mean they're terrible, but at the same time, at most I can move somewhere here. That's 2 action points. I still have the dodge, so it's unlikely to hit me. I don't want to get too close, I might not be able to attack him otherwise, but I do have to get quite a bit closer at least. I will save the action points for the next turn. Now the important stuff. You're not gonna go anywhere. You are. I'm going to murder you. So, come after me and take a lot of damage, or stay there and die. I don't care which one you do. I still can't do all that much. Might have misdone this. Because we could have created a pool of blood with the flesh sacrifice, lowering our necromancy spell costs. I haven't actually tested that. Does it work? That's hardly relevant. It's still it still has 10% extra damage. So doing it before we are actually in a position to do it doesn't make much sense. I've already used it. Inexperience in using these type of abilities. How to best use them. I should at least test never mind. Test if the blood works, but we are gonna. It's mandatory for us to test it. Can't do anything else. You'll get a chance to use it on the next turn anyway. Right. Let's try this again. Can't just use this. Yeah, the cost drop. Single point for a mosquito swarm. What about scrolls? Does it affect scroll costs? It's impossible to see now though. Okay. The important part is what the hell is he gonna do next? He's gonna move around. And it does direct damage to health. That's interesting. I didn't expect that. Not sure why I didn't expect that, but I should have expected that. And to do a couple 100 points of physical damage somehow. It does not affect scroll costs. Also my yeah. I did it the wrong way around again. Shit. No, I actually didn't. How am I going to turn into a couple of extra physical damage points? Don't think I can. I'll also lose a lot of my protections. The thing is, I'm not sure I want to move regardless, because he's so close to losing his physical defenses. I can do it if he comes closer to me. Problem is, I might be knocked down or something similar if he just flies on me. We do have quite a few action points still, so I'm sort of curious to see what he does. I mean, we have alternative options to react to him. Like simply flying somewhere else. It would force him to use up a move. I think I'll just restore some physical armor. Well, he's unable to fly here for some reason. Maybe the fly would have done a massive amount of damage. I don't know. It sort of doesn't matter. We'll have to wait a little bit to get physical attacks back. Can do that with uncanny evasion, but that's not really a problem. I also can start my recovery as far as shields are concerned. I can always escape at any moment. How about there is covermatic armor from the surface? No idea what he wants. I mean, he didn't do shit. I'm sort of thinking maybe try to do the chicken tendon combination. I can do a little bit of damage to him, but it's not gonna be amount to much. I mean, I'm gonna do it, but it's still not gonna amount to much. I can survive frost breath. I think we should chicken him. Gives me a little bit of breathing room. Get into a goddamn thing. I think I'll wait. Can't do any kind of buffs in the meantime. Minor ones that don't really matter. Still, I might as well make a lose. Right. Ruptured tendons. Shackles pain. So it doesn't particularly matter what the hell he tries to do at this point. I'm more or less not going to be affected anyway. If he comes after me, he dies. If he doesn't come after me, he's gonna die. So yeah, it's not gonna look too good for him. It's too far away, my ass.
I wonder how long he roamed the earth. And now he's gone.
Unique item 3, epic items, spellbook, and a rune, medium rune. Good loot, if nothing else. Also, Ruptured Tendon was better than I thought it would be. I don't understand why he just didn't fly. Can't he fly when he's Ruptured Tendon? It does make things a little bit more unpredictable though. He is clearly aware of the effect, so he often I often chooses to just simply not do anything. Oh yeah, I should probably do the decay touch at some point. Well, whatever. New tactics. Pressure spike. This is a combination. No, it's not. Condense all cloud surfaces in the area, deals air damage on enemies, and douses fires. Single point. Yeah, I'll take that one. Medium flame rune. Yeah, I actually prefer the increased critical hit damage over what we currently have. It doesn't apply to our spells, generally speaking, though. It applies to the wands only at this stage. Fang of the Winter Dragon, physical and water damage. Critical chance increase, strength, intelligence, warfare, hydro, sophist, set shield, cleave damage bonuses. It's a good one. We're not overly attached to the wand specifically, this is a better one. Even pretty much everything is just better. And we can do decent damage with simple hits. Nice. Can I identify this? No. Actually, I think I might have another one of these, like 4 items that I can't identify now. I'm just gonna pay someone to do it.
As you approach, Gratiana turns to you. Her moves are lighter now. Her voice is warmer, but still tempered by the scene around her.
Staff, ring, boots, gloves.
I'm pleased to see. If you ever wish to live, you would attack the Magisters directly.
Voice of
Are you so
Dread.
eager to
Huge amount of
die,
fire
Seeker?
damage, +2 intelligence, ignite surfaces, melt
You cannot
surfaces.
stand against the Shriekers.
Set bleeding,
Not
set
without
blinded.
stronger weapons than these.
We'll find them.
Not bad at
We'll find
all.
another way.
High and low boots. Far superior boots to my current ones. We would lose initiative, 1 point. Gain poison resistance, lose earth resistance, lose some hit points, but the armor is somewhat better.
You would attack
I'll
the
take it.
Magisters directly. Are you so eager to die, Seeker? You cannot
Repair boots has
stand
to have
against the
nails though at
Shriekers.
this point.
Not without stronger weapons than these.
We'll find them, or we'll find another way.
Big hands, superior gauntlets. We would lose. We would
You would attack the Magisters
lose
directly.
initiative again.
Are you so
Gain
eager to
telekinesis and
die,
fire
Seeker?
resistance in theory.
You cannot stand against the Shriekers. Not without
Ring.
stronger weapons than these.
Wits, warfare, scoundrel.
We'll find them.
Warfare and
We'll find
scoundrel are
another way.
good. Wits is good. We would lose hydrosophist. Again, armor is significantly boosted.
You would attack the Magisters
There-
directly. Are you so eager to die,
There's something
Seeker?
else.
You cannot stand against the
I don't think so.
Shriekers. Not without stronger weapons than these.
We'll find them, or we'll find another way.
Not sure what to do with the extra point. I sort of want to shove it into wits, because we've lost so many initiative items.
You would attack the Magisters directly. Are you so eager to die?
I think the
Seeker?
basics should be covered first.
You cannot
Finesse,
stand
constitution,
against
that
the
sort of thing.
Shriekers. Not without stronger weapons than these.
We'll find
We'll
them,
see.
or we'll find another way.
How much free carry weight do I have?
You would attack the Magisters directly.
Sufficient enough. We've got
Are
quite a
you
lot of
so
boosts from
eager
the
to
equipment
die, Seeker?
change. There's only one cave left that
You
we need to
cannot
do
stand
before we
against the
might do
Shriekers.
some kind of
Not without
wrap
stronger
up work.
weapons.
Take the boat, ship out of here. I'm fairly confident we can do it right now. At least there are rows here. I don't think poison is particularly good here. I could be remembering things wrong though. Right. Coal should be fairly effective. Water is easy to create. And some sort of a pressure spike. The blinding radiance. The enemies are gonna come to us and they're going to overwhelm us in numbers. Any way to do extra damage? We either are gonna stand in water or probably in fire. But it's probably good enough.
eyes fooling me?
Your eyes are probably not fooling you.
Are my eyes fooling me?
I think it's safer to just jump around here. I also have the ruptured tendons here. Actually, I'm not sure if I should give it up. Because it seems to always work, so we can just pull back if we need to. That doesn't make it necessarily a good standard issue spell to have. I sort of want to keep it just to get more experience in how to best use it. I mean, it did a lot of damage. Just ignores armors too. It's no way. There's no scroll to do it though, so this is something I can't replicate. Also requires a dagger, which I don't have, so dump. It's a thing we might use here and there. We could take Peace of Mind, because I'm pretty sure the target we're going after will try to charm us at least. Not sure if it's going to try to do that since we're the only guy in the group, but can't hurt to be prepared. Right, I never on my initial playthrough got what the hell you're supposed to do with the rose. You're supposed to make a potion out of it. If you sort of just eat it, it gives you a temporary boost to certain attributes. If you make a potion out of it, it gives you a... I guess it's not technically a permanent boost to those same attributes, but it'll last until you die once. Basically for us, it'll last forever then. So permanent boost to some of our attributes. We're just gonna go in and see how things go. Try to fight from an elevated position if we can. We should try to jump there, start the fight that way. Also, that means we're gonna dump that and take this. Because we probably want to do it while concealed, so he doesn't react to us. At least not until we're there. I'll try pickpocketing this little bitch. Yeah, she's pathetic compared to the dragon.
Yes, this will do.
A tall woman stands amid a field of... The woman turns to you, bitten lips parting into a grin.
What a bo-
She stands to her full height, her lips pursed in disappointment. She cocks her head and takes you in. The stench of death and sewage suddenly intensifies.
Now, that's an Ave de More de Mergalach. Very good, kitten. Now, I imagine...
She pats the bouquet at her...
But you're too late. These roses belong to me. Looks like we'll have to find some other way to keep you busy.
Okay, fight it is.
She bites her lip and leans in, close to your face. As she whispers, her breath faintly...
I find you rather delicious. Just because something is bad.
She presses her lips to you. Suddenly, you hear a low hum, getting louder. Before you realize what's happening, winged insects pour from her throat down yours. They ricochet around you. She stumbles back a few...
Ha ha! Tell me, little girl, do you know why the soil here is so very, very good? I'll need more roses.
She started to fight. our initiative is no longer good enough. We have disease, constitution damage negative. Excellent. Are you alive? Yes. It's permanent favorable wind. I don't want to throw her away from here. It's gonna be bad for us, sort of. I'm pretty sure I can help some decent damage on her. Some of them are reflecting damage. This is fine. So I was thinking, what should we do here? I sort of want my next turn, there's a lot of attacks incoming, to go in a way where they're gonna have a tough time doing anything really to me. I'm not sure if I can get rid of disease. 45 less first aid. That's a big problem. Well, you eats up a huge amount of money. Right, they'll probably get knocked down somewhere here. No? It's not frozen well enough. Still, as long as they gather up in a single place, I don't really care. It's water damage that they do. Wouldn't be that tough to counter. Right. Radeka will lose her turn anyway because the knockdown. I have to give a shit about her. What I need to do is get rid of some of the range damage, I guess. Our physical defenses are holding fairly well. The corpses might do a massive amount of damage if we let them. It's Curse Fire now. 3 dead. Always escape if it comes to that. Well, our physical defenses are still strong, so I'm not sure I want to do that. I might be able to disable one of them. Well, I don't think I quite have what it takes. No idea what they're trying to do. Might have to put some water resistance on. the incoming damage will kill me on the next turn. And there's a Radeka to deal with. Definitely I could just kill the carrion beetles, I guess. The thing is, I'm not sure I can. I can play one of them out. I think that's probably the best I can do. Yeah, I'm not sure this is a good idea. I don't have a shield. Right, I lost Constitution thanks to the flesh sacrifice. Not that I can't use a shield. I'm putting the point in Constitution just so I can use a shield again. That probably is one of the main reasons my stats catastrophically fail. Right, didn't think about that. I thought about it, but not in this fight. I knew it was coming sooner or later. It's usually I use this when I have the flesh sacrifice, when I'm throwing a lot of spells around or I have two weapons, so it doesn't matter in the slightest. But with a shield, it's sort of important. The reduction in health is also fairly significant. Or vitality, I suppose. Radeka hasn't really cast anything in a long while, so yeah, we haven't even had to tank her yet. I'm doing water resistance. Sort of a waste to do it here, but the alternative would be to retry basically. For a couple of turns we can ignore the two spitting sun switches. It's take down Radeka more than anything. Also, physical attack won't hit us for a turn. Okay, any chance to attack her at all? It quite doesn't hit the correct spot. I would have to move at least a little bit. Don't want to accidentally unfreeze her. Guess we'll do Winter Blast. They can't hit. Next turn I'll teleport somewhere else so I can ignore them. Water resistance will last long enough that Radeka is no longer a problem. Yeah, they got on to that though. Need another turn. How do you people feel about fire? Lots of it. Okay, did not expect that. Whatever. Surely I can move a little bit. Only one remains. Right, horrible fight for us, but we got there in the end again, so it doesn't really matter. Doesn't change the fact that we did badly in this one. Not much I can do. At the same time, not much he can do either. Yeah, with the shield we can easily block those. More importantly, there really isn't all that much left for us to do here. They're taking over the ship. Ooh, Tormented Soul. Tormented Souls are for summoning spell lineup, if we want to make scrolls out of them. They're mostly worthless. Mostly though. Not necessarily totally worthless. Insect legs are used for something. For the life of me I can't recall what. Maybe something like a polymorph, like spider legs. That might be accurate. Sometimes you see a lot of them, sometimes you barely see any. We're gonna loot what we can. Probably not gonna get all that much out of this. Might be able to get a few bone pieces. Or new crafting recipe. Yeah, I can always check those things online, I guess, but it's good to have them in game. Very, very good. Makes things a lot more convenient. Where the fuck is it? Making it a lot harder than it needs to be. I don't recall ever finding anything particularly valuable here. In that sense, we could skip all this. Meat is definitely for bloated corpses. If I'd have to take a guess, shadow essence maybe? Meat, paper, some bloated corpse. Would be another way to get extra physical attack damage here and there. I mean, mainly through the self-destruction. Okay, any kind of containers, anything here? No, just a river of blood. Where is the rose? Duration 10 turns. Attar of the Blood Rose. Strength, Finesse, Intelligence, Constitution, Memory, Wits. Boost remains in effect until death. So for us, it's basically permanent. For all intents and purposes. Okay, we got +2 to everything thanks to Blood Rose Elixir. So even a significantly better boost. Yes. I'll take the second teleportation ability. I sort of miss having it quite frequently. Not within every battle, but often enough that yeah, I would like to have it on a standard selection. Peace of mind probably isn't necessary. We could take 2 electrical attacks. No. Earth poison. This will allow us to tie characters down. Prevent them from teleporting, prevent them from moving. If we would take torture, we could do it through armor too. It's not a bad ability, but again I feel like we have to have more of a direction with the talent that we take. So I'm definitely going with the extra damage at every opportunity. Sort of want to get rid of this piece of crap too. We did get some items. Radeka's Thorn. It's an okay thing. One-handed sword, that is fine. Probably a replacement helmet for us. Oh yes. We'll have the same strength, but we won't have the curse effect. +2 huntsmen, +1 hydrosophist. We should now do +55% extra damage from an elevated location. That's a significant damage boost. Immunity to stunned, or retribution with geomancy. I'll keep the immunity to being stunned. As long as I have that though, I really should consider taking more air spells. Because we can just dump water everywhere and then do a couple of shocking attacks. We'll need a third one, preferably. Right, we have 2 things left to do. Take over the ship and get the fuck out of here, and get as much money as we can. We have Thievery 3. We also don't really have to give a crap if we're getting into fights and trouble because of our thievery
Are my
attempts.
eyes fooling me?
That's the big thing. Nothing we do here really matters in the follow-up sections of the game. So if we basically have to kill everyone to get the extra money, you should at least consider it. Because the moment we leave here, we have a chance to get at least 4 source orbs that are vital to doing anything big in the crafting front. The orbs themselves are okay on their own. They can do some nice things. But it's the crafting that I want them for. All the powerful scrolls require a source orb pretty much. There might be 1 or 2 exceptions. Yeah, all the really big ones. And the other component they usually require is fairly trivial. So we could get 4 either a good spell books out of them, or alternatively keep the scrolls. I mean, we're talking about scrolls that are game a fight ending, basically. So not something trivial. Another thing we need to keep a lookout is high quality tormented souls. Tormented souls of that type. They will be another battle ending scrolls if we can craft from them. I think I'll leave things here. We fought the dragon quite a bit, and I'm not quite sure what I'll end up doing here. Anyway, we're going to more or less just start from the top and go through everything and screw up everything. As much money as we can get. I do have what? About 10,000? 8,800. But I can probably get the 10,000 through selling the existing loot. Thing is, that's not enough. I need probably 16,000 if I want all the source orbs. Probably 12,000 because there's a good chance I can steal 1. Although they're very expensive. Still, that's the plan. No. I need more polymorph things first, but I can probably get them by stealing, so don't really give a shit. There's no point going there. There's like 1 child. Yes, there is. We need to talk to some of the children, like the little kid we rescued from the Fort Joy. We might be able to get something there. But yeah, I need more polymorph spells because it has the chameleon skin, which is invisibility, which is makes thieving a lot easier for us.